Good evening and welcome to First United Methodist Church. We are glad that you're here this evening as we enjoy the beautiful sounds and harmonies from the Madrigal singers from Clarksburg. We've had them here a number of times before, and they always leave us enthusiastic about the music that they sing and the sounds that they produce, and it's a wonderful, wonderful experience, and we're glad you're here. I think there'll be an intermission at some point. No, not tonight? No intermission this evening. All right, no intermission this evening. But I do want to tell you that there's some offering plates back in Linker Hall. If you'd like to leave a gift for them, you're welcome to do that. I'm sure they could use that for their expenses. And also, there's cookies and ice water, homemade Jane White cookies and ice water. So... Oh, and Sarah. Okay, thank you, Sarah. Well, that's the first time Sarah's made cookies for the Madrigals. Okay. But anyway, we're glad you're here. Sit back, enjoy, and just let the music surround you. And may you find peace this evening as we listen to the Clarksburg Madrigal singers.
Sing we and chant it while love doth grant it. Fa la 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 la. Sing we and chant it while love doth grant it. Fa la 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 fa la la la. Not long youth lasted and old age hasted. Now is best leisure to take our pleasure. Fa la 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 la. Not long youth lasted and old age hasted. Now is best leisure to take our pleasure. La 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 la. All things invite us now to delight us. La 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 la. All things invite us now to delight us. La 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 la. Hence care be packing, no mirth be lacking. Let's spare no treasure to live in pleasure. La 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 la. Hence care be packing, no mirth be lacking. Let's spare no treasure to live in pleasure. La 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 la
Thank you. It's a delight to be back with you all, back in this space. Steve, thank you so much for making that happen. Our first three songs are very typical of music of the time of Queen Elizabeth I. This first song, Sing We and Chant It, at the height of the Renaissance period in England. This next song, also from that same period, the late 1500s going into the early 1600s. This one's called Fair Phyllis I Saw Sitting All Alone.
Phyllis I saw sitting all alone, feeding her flock near to the mountainside. Phyllis I saw sitting all alone, feeding her flock near to the mountainside. The shepherds knew not whither she was gone. The shepherds knew not whither she was gone. But after her lover, on Nature's high, up and down, up and down, up and down, he wandered, up and down, he wandered. While she was missing, when he found her, oh, then they fell a kissing, oh, then a-kissing, oh then they fell a-kissing. Up and down, 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 up and down. While she was missing, when he found her, oh, then they fell a-kissing, oh, then they fell a-kissing, a-kissing, oh, then they fell a-kissing.
Much of the music at the time was written for the court. The ladies and lords of the court of Queen Elizabeth, and they would gather of an evening like this, and the folks would be expected to be educated in a certain skill in music, and so there were many songs that were written for occasions such as this. There are also songs written for the chapel. We'll be singing 3 sacred songs later on. And there were a few songs that were written for the pubs. A lot of those were not written down, but some of them were, and here's one of them. This is called Strike It Up, Tabor. 1, 2, 3, and...
Strike it up, Tabor, and tidings of favor, thou shalt be well paid for thy labor. Strike it up, Tabor, and tidings of favor, thou shalt be well paid for thy labor. I mean to stand my shoes, to dance about the Maypole. I will be blithe and brisk. Let us dip, hop and trap, turn about and hit around. Run very, 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 really joints and stairs twist. I mean to spend my shoes, to dance about the Maypole. I will be blithe and brisk. Let us dip, hop and trap, turn about and around. Run very, very, really joints and stairs twist. Lusty Dick Hopkins, lay on with thy napkin, the stitches cost me for the dogkin. Lusty Dick Hopkins, lay on with thy napkin, the stitches cost me for the dogkin. The Morris were half undone, were it not for Martin of Compton. Oh, well said jigging us. Pretty Jills, tender still, never jack, Mrs. Flash, you dance falls. The Morris were half undone, were it not for Martin of Compton. Oh, well said jigging us. Pretty Jills, tender still, never jack, Mrs. Flash, you dance falls.
This evening we're going to sing several songs, 8 or 9 I think, that the text of which comes from William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was born in 1564, died in 1616, so right at the same time a part of the reign of Queen Elizabeth I and of this English Renaissance period. As you know, with Shakespeare's text through the years, his plays are often staged not just in period costumes, but in costumes of the time. Very clever adaptations of the plays of William Shakespeare. The music the same. None of the songs that we're singing to the text of William Shakespeare comes from the time of William Shakespeare. They're all later compositions, but still based on this wonderful poetry. These next 3, and it's the only 3 that we're doing with accompaniment. They are written as a set, a composer named Emmylou Deemer, and 3 wonderful poems. Again, these are all taken from the plays of William Shakespeare. And here, this set of 3 madrigals by Emmylou Deemer.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you city sweeting, journey's end in lovers meeting, every wise man's son doth know. What is love, 'tis not hereafter, present mirth hath present laughter, what's to come is still unsure, still unsure, still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty, in delay there lies no plenty, in delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me sweet, then come kiss me sweet, just plenty, let us hope will not endure, not endure. Take, oh, take those lips away that so sweetly were forsworn, and those eyes the break of day, lights that do mislead the but my kisses bring again, bring again. Seals of love, seals of love, but sealed in vain, sealed in Take, oh, take those lips away that so sweetly were forsworn, and those eyes the break of day, lights that do mislead the morn, Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more, sigh no more, no more. Never deceivers ever, one foot in sea, one foot in sea, one foot in sea, and one on shore, and one on shore, and one on shore. Inconstant never, then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny, hey nonny nonny, hey nonny nonny, hey. Sing no more ditty, sing no more, sing no more, no more. Of love so dull and heavy, fraud of men, fraud of men, fraud of men, fraud of men, was ever so, was ever so, was ever so. First was heavy, then so not so, but let them go and be you blithe and bonny, converting your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny, 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 hey.
We'll continue with a couple more Shakespeare songs at this point. This next one is from The Tempest, and it's called Full Fathom 5, Thy Father Lies.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Full fathom 5, thy father lies. Thy father lies. Thy father lies. Of his bones are coral made, are coral made. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Those are pearls that were his eyes.
a lullaby, although an odd one, from Midsummer Night's Dream. This one is called Ye Spotted Snakes.
Ye spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen. Newts and blind worms, newts and blind worms, newts and blind worms do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen. Come not near our fairy queen. Philomel with melody, sing your sweet, sing your sweet, sing your sweet words, sing your sweet lullaby, 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 lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm come our lovely lady nigh. So good night, so good night, so good night with lullaby, 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 weaving spiders come not near. Weaving spiders come not near. Hence, hence, ye long legged spinners. Hence, ye long legged spinners. Hence, beetles black approach not near. Worm and snail do no offense. Worm and snail do no offense. Philomel with melody, sing your sweet, sing your sweet, sing your sweet, sing your sweet lullaby, 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 lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm come our lovely lady nigh. So good night, so good night, so good night with lullaby, lullaby, lullaby,
We move from text by William Shakespeare forward a couple centuries, but staying in the same country. William Wordsworth wrote an extended poem called Intimations of Immortality. And it's from an excerpt from that extended work that our next piece comes. It's called Then Sing Ye Birds, something that Bill James encouraged me to write for this group. Bill was always finding just wonderful text that would work as a madrigal song. And many he wrote himself specifically for this group. We'll get to a couple of those here in just a moment. But this is one that he challenged me to set for this group. And so it's called Then Sing Ye Birds.
Then sing ye birds, sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song. Then sing ye birds.
lambs bound as to the tabor sound, and let the young lambs bound as to the tabor sound, to the tabor sound. Then sing, ye birds, sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song. If God will join your throng, then sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song. Ye that pipe, and ye that play, ye that through your hearts today feel the gladness of the May, feel the gladness of the May. Then sing, ye birds, sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song. Then sing, ye birds, a joyous song, and let the young lambs bound as to the tabor sound, and let the young lambs bound as to the tabor sound, to the tabor sound. Then sing, ye birds, sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song. If God will join your throng, then sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song, sing a joyous song.
Some of you know Bill James. Some of you probably sung this next song, and I'm going to invite any of you that have sung with the Madrigal Singers before, I'm looking at you, Olivia, to come sing with us. This song was written not in the time of Queen Elizabeth I, although it is probably our most famous and most requested song. It was written back in 1963. Some of you who know your West Virginia history may know that that's the 100th centennial, or the 100th year, the centennial celebration of the forming of the state of West Virginia on June 20th in 1863. In 1963, there was a pageant that was newly composed and performed in Harrison County called Out of the Whirlwind. And for that, Bill James, who was the director of the group at that time, wrote this song for this group to sing, although within the pageant they weren't there as the Madrigal Singers of Clarksburg. They were there as town folks within the body of the pageant. But Bill wrote this next song for them to sing back in 1963. You know what it is, Home Among the Hills. The obligato is sung by Molly Broadwater.
There's a land of rolling mountains where the sky is blue above, and though I may roam, I hurry home to the friendly hills I love.
from the time of Shakespeare. Robert Herrick provided the text for this next piece. The music, again, was provided by Bill James. And this we found out, this was written back in the 1940s. This was one of his wife Julia's favorite songs. She was also singing in the group at the time. Both Bill and Julia were part of the original group that was formed in 1938. This is called A Sweet Disorder.
A sweet disorder in the dress kindles in clothes of wantonness. La 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 la. Alone about the shoulders thrown into a fine distraction. La 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 la. An airy lace which here and there enthralls the crimson stomacher, a cough neglectful and thereby rebounds to flow confusedly. Fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la. Away, deserving, not tempestuous petticoat, a careless machine was streaming, I see a wild civility do more bewitch me than when art is too precise in every part. Do more bewitch me than when art is too precise in every part. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la.
This is our first straying outside of the country of Queen Elizabeth. We traveled to Italy for this next very lovely, slow and introspective love song, "Oh Eyes of My Beloved." It's written originally in Italian. We'll be singing an English translation of it. "Oh Eyes of My Beloved."
Eyes of my beloved, oh, eyes of my dear love, 'neath arched brows glass and sea. Oh, eyes of my beloved, oh, eyes of my dear love, 'neath arched brows glass and sea. Oh, face like moonbeams glowing, oh, face like moonbeams glowing in fair beauty. If in thy memory, my radiant jewel, one little thought you'll hold for me, for it will make me content. If in thy memory, my radiant jewel, one little thought you'll hold for me, for it will make me content.
This next text may be familiar to you, and many attribute it to Shakespeare, but it is more correctly attributed to Ben Jonson, one of his contemporaries. Drink to me only with thine eyes.
Drink to me only with thine eyes, and I will pledge with mine. Or leave a kiss within the cup, and I'll not ask for wine. The thirst that from the soul doth rise, doth ask a drink divine. But might I of Jove's nectar sup, I would not change for thine. I sent thee late a rosy wreath, not so much honoring thee as giving it a hope that there it would not withered be. But thou thereon didst only breathe, and send'st it back to me. Since when it grows and smells, I swear, not of itself, but
To just reverse things, we'll go from the sublime to the ridiculous this time. This is another pub song, another drinking song called Toss the Pot. Toss the pot.
Toss the pot, let us be merry and drink till our cheeks be as red as a cherry. Toss the pot, let us be merry and drink till our cheeks be as red as a cherry. We take no thought, we have no care, for still we spend and never spare, till of our money our purse is bare, and never toss the pot.
We drink a rose with heart most free, a hearty draught I drink to thee, then fill the pot again to me,
and never toss the pot. Toss the pot, let us be merry and drink till our cheeks be as red as a cherry. Toss the pot, let us be merry and drink till our cheeks be as red as a cherry. And when our money is all spent, then sell our goods and spend our rent, or drink it all in one consent, and never toss the pot. Let us conclude as we began, and toss the pot from man to man, and drink as much now as we can, and never toss the pot. Toss the pot, let us be merry and drink till our cheeks be as red as a cherry. Toss the pot, let us be merry and drink till our cheeks be as red as a cherry.
One of the more contemporary songs, although it's based on an old English folk song, is this next piece. It's an arrangement of the folk song that's entitled Among the Leaves So Greeno. It's a hunting song. Goes through 7 days, I think 7 days of hunting. We'll find out, I guess.
6 days.
One.
Derry, derry, down.
Among the leaves so green,
The keeper did a hunting go, and under his cloak he carried a bow, all for to shoot at a merry little doe among the leaves, oh, leaves, oh. Jackie boy, singing well, hey down, derry, derry, down.
among the leaves so green,
With a hey down, down,
with a hey down,
hey down,
hey down,
derry,
hey
derry,
down, go down, down.
among the leaves so green.
The first doe he shot and he missed, the second doe he trimmed, he kissed, the third doe went where nobody wist, among the leaves so green.
Hey down, ho down,
The fourth doe she did cross the plain, the keeper fetched her back again, where she is now, she may remain.
among the leaves so green, oh, Jackie boy,
Master,
singing well.
very well, the fifth doe she did cross the brook, the keeper brought her back with his crook, where she is now, you may go and look among the leaves so green, so green, so green, so green, so green.
The sixth doe she ran over the plain, but he with his hounds did turn her again. The sixth doe she ran over the plain, but he with his hounds did turn her again. And it's there he did hunt in a merry vein, in a merry vein, in a merry, merry vein, in a merry, merry vein.
Hey down,
Oh down, derry, derry, down.
among the leaves so green, so green, so green, so
We've been to the courts, we've been to the pubs. It's time to go to church for a while. So, a lovely setting of If Ye Love Me, Keep My Commandments.
keep my commandments, and I will bring thy law, and I will bring the fall, and he shall
by this time, having been after the reign of King Henry VIII, the Anglican Church had been established. And so we had the Anglican Church and the Catholic Church both existing, not always peacefully at the time. So some of the sacred songs were written in English, some were written in Latin, and these next two were Latin pieces. A song of praise, Adoramus Te. One of the familiar psalms is, "As the deer longs for flowing waters, so my soul longs for you, Lord. Sicut cervus." one of the oldest pieces, and by that I mean from the 12th century, is this next piece. It's found in a manuscript form in London in the British Museum, and it's one of the earliest extant pieces of music that is not just a melody. Just like Row, Row, Row Your Boat is a round or a canon, one of the earliest ways to add complexity to music was to sing it as a round. One part starts, and the next part comes in, and the next part. This is one such piece. It's called Summer Is A-Comin' In, Summer Is A-Comin' In. And we'll introduce the melody first in unison, and then we'll break off into parts. What makes this song just that much more interesting is it's a double round or a double canon. So we have three parts on top that are doing the primary round, the primary text. Underneath of that, the basses are a drone, like a bagpipe. But they have their own round going on underneath, supporting what's going on above. Summer Is A-Comin' In.
Summer is a-comin' in, loudly sing cuckoo. Groweth seed and bloweth mead and springeth wood anew. Sing cuckoo, ewe now bleateth after lamb, for calf now loweth cow. Bullock rouseth, bucky browseth, merry sing cuckoo. Cuckoo, cuckoo, well singest thou cuckoo, O ne'er be silent now. Summer is a-comin' in, song is sing cuckoo. Song is seed and bloweth mead, spring is seed and bloweth mead, spring is good and blue. Sing now bleateth after lamb, soon now bleateth cow. Soon now bleateth cow, browseth, and sings cuckoo, browseth, and sing cuckoo. Where singest the cuckoo, where singest the cuckoo. Summer is a-comin' in, song is a-comin' in. Song is seed and bloweth mead, and spring is seed and bloweth mead, and spring is good and blue. Soon now bleateth after lamb, soon now bleateth cow. Soon now bleateth cow, browseth, and sings the cuckoo, browseth, and sings the cuckoo. Where singest the cuckoo, where is silent now, where is silent now, where is silent now.
Sing cuckoo now, sing cuckoo. Sing cuckoo now, sing cuckoo.
We have three more songs that we'd like to sing for you this evening. This next moves one generation beyond that of the Renaissance period. It moves into the early 1600s. An English composer, we'll stay in England, Henry Purcell. Now, Purcell was kind of a bridge between this Renaissance period and then later on the blossoming of the Baroque period with Bach and Handel and Vivaldi and those guys. But in that in-between period, there was some wonderful music that was being written by Henry Purcell, and this is one of those pieces called In These Delightful Pleasant Groves.
In these delightful pleasant groves, in these delightful pleasant groves, let us celebrate, let us celebrate, let us celebrate our happy, happy loves. In these delightful pleasant groves, in these delightful pleasant groves, let us celebrate, let us celebrate, let us celebrate our happy, happy loves. Let's pipe, pipe and dance. Let's pipe, pipe and dance. Dance a la 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 laugh and sing, laugh and sing. Thus every happy, happy living thing revels in the cheerful spring. Revels in the cheerful spring. Let's pipe, pipe and dance. Let's pipe, pipe and dance. Dance a la 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 and sing. and sing. Thus, thus, thus every happy, happy living thing revels in the cheerful spring. Revels in the cheerful spring.
Grace, my lovely one.
Grace, my lovely one, fair beauty, show me your duties. La 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 la. Grace, my lovely one, fair beauty, show me your duties. La 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 la. Attend with mirth and fondness was this my love so kindly stays, and then a joy, the joys of mine shall thus be graced. By graces none. La 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 Attend with mirth and fondness was this my love so kindly stays, and then a joy, the joys of mine shall thus be graced. By graces nine. La 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 la
Again, pastor and congregation and visitors and community members, thank you all for joining us on this May 1st, this May Day evening. It's a delight as always to come and sing here in this space. Our last song, we return to Shakespeare, and we'll conclude with Hark, Hark the Lark.
Hark, hark, the lark at heaven's gate sings. Hark, hark, the lark at heaven's gate sings. And Phoebus skins arise, his steeds to water at the springs. So shall his flowers that rise. Hark, hark, the lark at heaven's gate sings. Hark, hark, the lark at heaven's gate sings. And Phoebus skins arise, his steeds to water at the springs. So shall his flowers that rise. And winking merry buds begin to rise. Winking merry buds begin to ope their golden eyes. With everything that pretty is, my lady sweet, arise. My lady sweet, arise. My lady sweet, arise. With everything that pretty is, my lady sweet, arise. Arise, arise, my lady sweet, arise. With everything that pretty is, my lady sweet, arise. My lady sweet, arise. My lady sweet, arise. With everything that pretty is, my lady sweet, arise. Arise, arise, my lady sweet, arise. Arise.
Thank you so much for being here this evening, and thank you, Madrigals. You always bring joy and glorious harmonies. We truly enjoy having you and you always have a standing invitation. Always. Please stop in Linger Hall this evening. There's cookies and refreshments to enjoy this time together, and maybe get a chance to even greet some of our singers. Let's see. May the weaving spider not disturb thine slumber this
Oh, you were
evening
listening.
after you toss the pot.